this cover right here is dope, but I gotta tell you, it's a goddamn lie. Okay, so you see this like creature of the night looking Batman, and you're like, oh, and then there's Deathstroke, and there's a falling plane, and you would infer that they had some sort of scuffle on an airplane, private jet, what have you. It explodes somehow, and then they're falling to their death, and they're still fighting. That's a cool scene. That doesn't exist. I would also like to say this comic has no light kissing, hard choking between our two titular characters here. And there's no Bruce and Slade trying to explain away all their neck bruises from the previous issue to their manservants, their former guardians, you know, Alfred and the other guy. None of that. Honestly, I got this issue because I was like, you know what? Christopher Priest, maybe he's a little bit rusty. And we gotta support a guy who, in this bizarro world that we live in right now, a black guy who says, yeah, I don't really want to write black characters. We gotta support that guy. He's got principles. But I don't know, Chris. I don't know, Mr. Priest. Alright, skip this first page because you gotta do it. We see Randolph Wintergreen, old guy Slade's mentor, I assume. And Slade, they're riding in a self-flying private jet when all of a sudden, shit, we've got a certain type of person with an RPG. And I noticed this on my second read through, X-Fed. You know what? That's funny. If you got a private jet, you can do whatever you want. You can be as funny as you want to be. And they're like, what the devil, we're hit. And it's like, who's shooting at us? Who even knows we're here? Alright, when you got a country, look, I'm just gonna say this. There's certain types of people out there who just sit around with rocket launchers all day. That's what they do. And they all look like that. And when I read the previous issue, I can't remember who it was. It was a subscriber who was really upset at all these black boxes. And I kind of I understand what they're going for here. These like title cards of like, oh, this is this scene, blah, blah, blah. Trying to be, it's a little pretentious, I gotta tell you. But when he pointed it out to me, the subscriber, I was like, oh, wow, he's right, because, you know, all that garbage I've been reading, it's not garbage, it's very helpful to me, and bettering me as a human being, all that stuff is like, hey, all of a page of a comic, that shit, you know what it is? It's free real estate. And you don't want to waste any space on stuff that shouldn't be there. And a big black square, gotta tell you, no. Stop. So I'll skip this next page, but we see that the plane's going down. Wintergreen tells Deathstroke Slade to put on this thing called an icon suit. He makes a little joke about it, and he says, like, look, put the suit on, there's only one parachute. Maybe with your enhanced strength and the suit, you won't, you know, be flattened as a pancake while this baby's going down. And Slade, you see this right here, Slade, he doesn't want to leave his sword behind. He doesn't want to leave his sword behind, and I feel like, see, we see this. He's going out, like, this is still a pretty action-packed scene, but it's not like a battle royale in a cramped space like I was thinking it was going to be. And we see him, he's going for his sword, and oh no, just gets out of his grasp. And he's lost his sword, now they've got his attention. Now, I feel like this would mean something more to me if I was more of the typical comic book reader. Like, just tell me if I'm wrong when I say this. I feel like in the Venn diagram of comic book readers and guys who think owning katanas is a cool thing, I feel like there's a lot of overlap in there. Tell me if I'm wrong. But I feel like that's pretty accurate. And also, quit buying katanas. Quit it. I'm telling you right now. See, I'm going to help you better yourself. Stop calling yourself a geek or a nerd, and stop buying money on katanas and stop putting them on mantles. It's disgusting. Cut that shit out. I don't care if it is the sword that Blade used in Blade 2. Don't even buy it and, like, hide it in a closet. Just don't buy it. Trust. So, going on like a diatribe. I'm trying to help you guys out. You know what I'm saying? You help me out, I'm going to help you out with this good-ass advice. Deathstroke, he lands. And then we see off page, somebody says, I warned you. Deathstroke is closed. What a line. And we see, oh no, it's Batman. It's not. Look, I already wrote it, but it's not Batman. I'm just telling you. And then we cut back to Gotham, and when I was initially reading this, I assumed that it was like previous moment in time, but it's not, because that guy's a paid Batman crony. I mean, Batman offers you up some cashish to dress like him. You're gonna take it every time. See this? All this free real estate gone. And we see Bruce just lamenting over photographs like some dumb woman. And as he's, and then of course he pictures his parents murdered. Just all the time when he closes his eyes. Commissioner Gordon shows up. And he lets him know that a thing's going down. Now, I will say, like, the dialogue of Bruce is so uncharacteristic of any Bruce Wayne I've ever read. It's so odd. So Commissioner Gordon tells him, he's coming in, he's like, thought you wanted to hear this in person. Probably not, whatever it is. Okay, that's a little sass. Stoley's bar got robbed an hour ago. Okay, I'll sit Shiva. What? That's not even... Okay, it's not a Jew joke. It's a Jewish reference. I've never seen him be so casual. And then... It's so unnatural sounding. Stoley's bar got robbed an hour ago. Okay, I'll sit Shiva. No. And then also that makes me think of the League. Shiva Kamiti Soma Kandakram. You know what I'm saying? And then he says, it's a dive bar over on Newark Avenue, you in for lowlifes. And this is the line that was like, what is this dialogue? And I care because, and I know I said it like that, I didn't say it like a man, like a Bruce Wayne man, but I care because why? It's so weird. So, the thing that's happening is, Bruce Wayne Tech, they made this chip, it's gotten into the wrong hands, as, technological advanced chips want to do, you know what I'm saying? Wow, I feel I'm really throwing out the you know what I'm sayings. And of course, it's going to be headed to Russia or North Korea. Everybody's bad, guys. We can all get down with that. And we cut back to the I'll show it. The desert, and when it's revealed that this guy is not Batman, but he's been paid to, and of course he strips him of all his clothing and burns it. And we get this cool shot, like, this is a cool page. But then when I see a man covering up his bits, I feel like it takes it away a little bit. But he's communicating with Wintergreen and also his suit, you know what I'm saying? I'm not leaving without my sword. And it's, I guess that's a thing that appeals to a lot of comic book readers, because you know what I'm saying? God, I need to stop. I'm not a minority. You know what I'm saying? Jesus. And then there's this whole couple pages where Bruce Wayne goes to investigate the guy who stole the Wayne Tech chip. He goes as himself with a couple of goons and pays a guy off, like, with a very small amount of money. And I gotta tell you, it's not interesting at all. The desert, that's where the action's happening. And he says, when one of the not conspirators, it's like accessories to the RPG shooting, when you last visited you killed dozens of their brothers. Too bad for the brothers. Raise a weapon to me and die. Okay, that's some G shit. I can get down with that. And then, like, this is his sword that he's been refuses to leave these conditions. We got a sniper, we got a lady with, his sword, I guess, but we got all these dudes with AKs, and we got a sword that looks like this, and you know what it reminded me of? One of these bad boys right here. This, like, posable drawing figure. Tell me I'm wrong. You can't, because I'm not. And some more stuff with, like, this intrigue about this chip I don't give a shit about. And we see these two, they start clashing. She's got the sword. Apparently it absorbs all forms of energy. It cuts through nearly everything. Not everything, that would be too much. Nearly everything. You don't want to be cocky about your sword play. Again, no choking. That's why I was so gung-ho about the first issue. I was like, oh, Slade Wilson and Batman are choking each other. This is awakening something inside of me I didn't know was there. What other boxes are going to be unlocked deep in my psyche from this comic, Christopher Priest? And it's like, I don't care about swords is what unlocked. And I already knew that. Christopher Priest. So they're going at it. And it's revealed that it is Talia al Ghul, aka Damien's mother, aka the whole reason behind this comic is about who is the father of Damien. Again, it's a well-established fact that Bruce Wayne is his father, so this comic literally has no stakes at all. Every issue should just be them fighting. Forget all this familial DNA stuff and just have them fight. 5 different fights. It will be better than this. So she ripped her niqab. I know the lingo. Niqab gets ripped off. Well, she just like pulls it down, her headscarf. She pulls his mask off, which I gotta tell you, I feel like that is a faux pas in the superhero, supervillain biz. Listen to me, man of rage. I have so much to tell you. About your son. Oh, and then they kiss. And everyone knows, like, that's how babies are made. That's how Damien was made. And I gotta tell you. Chris, can I be Frank? You be Chris and I'll be Frank. I don't think I'm gonna get the next issue. I just don't care. I think what really upset me is the lack of choking.